So we're finally here in the west of Ireland on the last day of the Automower challenge. It's been 90 days since the Automower arrived on the farm here, or on the lawns here. The reason for me taking up the Automower challenge was to compare the Automower and cutting the big lawn with the old system, which was a mulcher ride-on lawnmower. Just to recap, which is all I can do at this point in time, the Automower this year has used 2 sets of blades at a cost of €9 per set. The ride-on, I haven't had to bring it in to be serviced because it was only cutting that small piece of the lawn which isn't serviced by the Automower yet. But on average, between the bother of loading it, driving it 10 miles, taking off the blades, getting them sharpened by the dealer and bringing it back out, it's probably saved me, that probably costed €30, and every year I'd be maybe sharpening it 3 times in the season. So that's the first saving. The Automower, on the electricity side of it, I haven't even been able to pinpoint it on the ESB bill. There is no major rise. I would guesstimate, if it's cost me €10 for the 90 days, it's the most. But I just can't see it making a difference on my ESB bill for the charge point. As regards the ride-on, I would have had it filled every time I've cut the lawn. Took about 2 to 4 hours to cut, depending on the weather. And because of the extra grass in it, to make the ride-on harder on petrol, and I'd say I'd burn €20 per cut. So there again, I have a savings made. Then there's my time. I don't have to worry about the Automower because the Automower is cutting 24/7. I'm not rushing home from work in the evening to sit up on the ride-on subject to the weather. And you know, there's no stress then. I'm not worried about cutting the lawn because it's been done the whole time. Then there's a way to the machines and moving them. If I have to get anything done with the ride-on, I have to physically push that up. If it's a breakdown or something like that, I have to physically push it up into a trailer. And then there's the driving. Whereas with the Automower, you just pick it up with your 2 hands, throw it in the back of your car or your Jeep or whatever, and you're off. Also, you can see with the ride-on here where I drove it in, this will just show you how we've had rain here nearly all the summer. It's just been a terrible summer. So you can see the tracks of the ride-on on the lawn, and that would have destroyed the lawn if that was cutting, if I was using the ride-on this summer. Compared to the Automower, I mean, you can barely see it. So those are a few of the main points on my challenge here, and the reason for me taking up the challenge as regards the ride-on versus the Automower. There is no comparison. And as regards the Automower, the purchase price of both as well, I think the Automower brand new would be about half the price of the replacement cost of this ride-on. So there again, you have another reason to go for the Automower. From my point of view here in the west of Ireland, this summer especially, and I'm sure every summer can't be this bad, the Automower kept on top of its job all the time. No matter what conditions it was thrown at it, whether it was the rain or spurts of heavy grass growth, the Automower was able to cope with it. For anybody with a lawn of this size, I can't recommend it enough, because it's the future, and aside from noise, everything else that you can compare the two to them, it's just the freedom that it gives you in knowing that your lawn is going to be cut no matter what the weather throws at you or your own time constraints, you know. So that's all I can say. So thanks very much for watching my challenge over the last 90 days. And I definitely say to anybody watching this, get your Automower and you'll see for yourself. Okay, all the best from Sean here in the west of Ireland. Bye now.